Hey everyone, welcome to another video, and welcome to my review, or just my opinions on the book of Boba Fett. Yes, the very, I guess, first season. I don't know if there's going to be a season 2, but the book of Boba Fett finally ended. Its first season, our whole series, whatever, 7 episodes. Uh, the Book of Boba Fett. It's created by Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau. They directed most of the episodes. Also directed by Robert Rodriguez, and stars same guy who's played Jango Fett and Boba Fett throughout most of the films and television shows. The show has all the characters. It's Boba Fett. The story is, well, the first 4 episodes are about Boba Fett and how he's taking over Jabba the Hutt's reign on Mos Eisley, and he's becoming like the new top guy, and he wants to rule with honor, not fear, like Jabba the Hutt. And it goes also into the backstory of what happened to Boba Fett after he got out of the Sarlacc pit, and he became like friends slash family with these Tusken Raiders and everything. Talks a lot about that. My God, a little too much about that. And then all of a sudden, after episode 4, the show goes a completely different direction and talks about Mando. And then it just becomes Mandalorian season 3. Talks about Mando, going back to some of his old crew, and there's a whole episode about Grogu training with Luke Skywalker, and Ahsoka's there, and then it all leads to a final episode where Boba Fett and the Mandalorian and all of the people you've seen throughout the whole series have to fight against this like syndicate who wants to dethrone Boba Fett, and it ends in this big battle where everyone's fighting to the death, and there's a Rancor destroying robots. It's all fun shit. And we get the reuniting of Grogu and Mando. This show's so complicated. This is the most complex show because it's not just Boba Fett. The show is called The Book of Boba Fett. But the first 4 episodes are just Boba Fett, but the last 3 is Mandalorian. I don't know how to recommend this show because some of it is a great fucking show, really. Honestly, there's a lot of great shit in the show. There's also a lot of terrible shit in the show, so a lot of ups, a lot of downs. I would say everything focused on Boba Fett and his adventure with Tusken Raiders and him trying to become the new Jabba the Hutt. All of that kind of sucks. It's not very good. It's not very interesting. Which is the first 4 episodes. It's just not great. First 3 were the worst, especially when he finds like these new like people. They're like these like teenagers. A lot of references to Power Rangers. It's really stupid. Episode 4 kind of picked up a little bit, but still not that great. And then 5, 6, and 7 were awesome. But that's because The Mandalorian was back. So everything just about Boba Fett doesn't work. So the show in itself doesn't work because the show's called The Book of Boba Fett, but everything about Boba Fett isn't that interesting. So, it's so hard to recommend because you want to watch the show for Boba Fett because it's a Boba Fett show, but everything about Boba Fett sucks. But the show's still pretty great because the last 3 episodes are fucking awesome because it's Mandalorian, and all the stuff you have to watch in this show is obviously preparing you for Mandalorian season 3 because there's a lot of important stuff in this show that you have to watch if you're a Mandalorian fan. So if you skip the Book of Boba Fett and go right to Mandalorian season 3, I feel like you're going to miss a lot of things. So this show is important, but also in the beginning, not important. So it's very weird. I'd still recommend it, but I just say skip the first 4 episodes and watch the last 3 episodes. There you go. The actor, I forget the guy's name, but the guy who plays Boba Fett, I think he was just okay in the show. Honestly, he's too old, really. Like he seems a little clunky, and the action scenes he does is a little awkward to watch because in Return of the Jedi, when Boba Fett gets swallowed by the Sarlacc, he's like in his 40s, but in the show he's in his like 60s, and I don't think he was in the Sarlacc pit for 25 years, so a little weird to see him this old, but whatever. His sidekick, I forget her name, she's pretty cool, but yeah. All the stuff with him in the first 2 episodes with the Tusken Raiders just was not interesting. It's not interesting. It was boring, and I just didn't give a fuck what was happening. I actually was hoping in this show they're going to explore more Boba Fett after his dad, Jango Fett, died and how he became a bounty hunter. That would have been a lot more interesting instead of him just coming out of the Sarlacc pit and then just turning a new leaf and becoming good. It's very odd, his transitions. It still isn't fully believable because Boba Fett was basically a villain and now he's a hero. And I thought there'd be a very good explanation why he became a hero, but not really. He just kind of wants to take matters in his own hands, and he realized good is good and bad is bad. I don't know. It's kind of silly. I just his motivations were very unclear, and he wasn't interesting. And I love Boba Fett. I think he's a great character, but I don't think he's an interesting enough character to carry a whole show. So clearly they didn't think so either, because the last 3 episodes were more about Mandalorian. So, but again, as boring and uninteresting as the first half of the show is, the second half is pretty fucking awesome. Great action. There's some Clone Wars characters that show up. All the stuff with Mando is fantastic, and I love how he gets like a speeder or a pod racer as a new ship, and the whole episode with Grogu training with Luke Skywalker was great stuff. And seeing Ahsoka again, talking with Mando, and him giving Grogu the armor, all of that's good. And the last episode's great. It's great action scenes, and you get to see the Rancor fucking shit up. All that's great stuff. And there's great character moments, great action, great set pieces, and a lot of great characters that show up in this series. But again, that's all in the last 3 episodes. So what I recommend is just watch the last 3 episodes, because the rest is just not that good. For me, the show just comes off as just average, or just okay, I guess. Technically, as a Boba Fett show, it fails because everything with Boba Fett sucks, but the last 3 episodes you need to watch for the preparation of Mandalorian Season 3. So watch the show, but just watch the last 3 episodes, because the show as itself is a complete fucking mess. And yeah, it's so weird reviewing this, because I'm just like, I recommend it, but I don't recommend all of it. Some of it sucks, but some of it's amazing. So yeah, watch the last half. Anyways, it's hard to talk about everything without spoiling. I don't want to spoil too much, but at the same time, everyone's watching this has probably seen the show, so you all know what I'm talking about. So yeah, man, the Book of Boba Fett was a very disappointing show for a Boba Fett standpoint. Like, I wanted a really cool Boba Fett show exploring more about Boba Fett, and I really didn't get any of that. So that was very disappointing. But all the stuff with Mando gets me excited for Mandalorian Season 3. So definitely check out the last part. Really great stuff. So yeah, in the comment section below, please tell me, what are your thoughts and opinions on the Book of Boba Fett? Is it a great show all the way through, beginning to end? Or are you in the same ballpark as me and just think the last 3 episodes were just great and everything else sucked? But give me your thoughts and opinions. Comment below, let me know. And as always, if you like this video, please subscribe to the channel and join the dark side.